gosh, y'all, I have great news. Like the best news ever. I really want y'all to guess, but this isn't really interactive like that, so y'all can't guess. But if you did guess it, I got a job. I got a job. I got a job. I got a y'all. I really got a job. Like I got a job. So on the lowest of keys, this news is kind of late to y'all. I got this job offer a little bit ago, but you know, life and law school, so I really haven't had time to sit down and record this video. But yes, I got this job offer on February 24th. So excited, y'all! I have a job, but so I was actually sitting at Georgia State School of Law getting ready to go to the public sector career fair, and I get a phone call that I got a job offer. And I was like, I was getting ready to go into another interview. I look at my roommate because she was at the same career fair, and I was like, yo, I should go home right now. I decided not to go home just because I felt that that would be disrespectful to skip out on an interview that was occurring within 20 minutes. So I stayed and I went to that interview. I got that job offer as well, but I'll tell you later on why I accepted the job offer that I did. There's actually several reasons. So, how did I get the job? Like, that just reminded me of that scratch freeze frame. So, how did I end up here? So how did I get this job? I applied to the Minority and Diversity Clerkship program here in Atlanta. So, and I was selected to interview. And so you had to go on your school's website and put your a personal statement about like how diversity matters to you or how you're impacting legal diversity. I don't remember the exact prompt, but it was something like that. And you also had to upload your resume, and then you were selected to come in for an interview. The interview was a 15-minute time slot, so I only had 15 minutes to sell myself. And you interviewed with like 8 firms at once. So it was firms and also organizations to work in their legal department. And so there was like 8 different people, and they just went around the table asking questions one by one. There wasn't really any time to ask questions of the firms. I think I asked one question, you know, like something about, are there opportunities to explore different practice fields within your organization? Something like that. I don't remember the exact question that I asked, but I really like this interview format because it allowed me to really display my true self. So, you know, a lot of times when I was going to other interviews, I felt like I had to compromise my answers to try to make sure that I was fitting with the firm's culture. I wasn't really like changing who I am, but you know, just adjusting my answers a little bit. But since there was 8 different people there, I couldn't tailor my answers to fit all 8 of them at once. So I honestly had to just give my true answer, and based on that, I was paired with the organization that saw me as the best fit. And so unfortunately, you guys are going to be really mad at me, but I'm not going to tell you all the name of the organization that I will be working with. I'll give you guys a few hints. It is a large firm, and it's in Atlanta. They have international offices and offices in other places in the U.S. as well. But I'm not going to tell you guys the name of the firm because I do want to be like open and honest about my experiences, and I don't want the name of the firm to be associated with my experience. So, for example, I really don't think I'm going to have any bad experiences. Like, I like the firm, I like the people, but if something bad was to happen, I do want to be able to be open and honest with you all without jeopardizing the reputation of the firm or myself. So I'm going to keep that information private. But yeah, I hope you guys aren't super mad at me. So, like I said, I did get an offer from the public sector career fair as well, but my offer from the Minority and Diversity Clerkship program was binding. So that means I did not have the option to accept or decline. I would have accepted anyways, but I did not have that option because the offer was binding. And I could have chosen to split my summers, so do like 6 weeks with a firm and then 6 weeks somewhere else. But I really didn't want to do that. I was kind of overwhelmed, and just I think one experience will be enough for me, honestly. And I also didn't want to work for 12 weeks. I'm doing 9 weeks with the firm, so I'll have like an opportunity to, rest and relax at the end of my summer and just prepare for 2L year, because her 2L year is really, really hard. So I also want to do a little bit of traveling over the summer. So if I did like a 12 weeks, 6 weeks at the firm and 6 weeks elsewhere, I probably wouldn't have had the time to travel. Oh, and the second offer from the public sector career fair, I had to commit to 10 weeks. And obviously, I couldn't commit to 10 weeks because I'm doing 6 weeks elsewhere and there's not that much time in the summer. So life worked out and I got what I believe is best for me. But I do want to rewind to the beginning of my 1L job search process, where everything wasn't all bright and cute and happy and I was dancing. There was a time where I was really, really overwhelmed and I honestly didn't think I would get a job. So I had applied to SCAP, which is the Emory Summer Child Advocacy Program. And so Emory connects with like so many different child advocacy organizations, and they pair you and you interview. So I had 6 interviews through this program. Y'all, I did not get one offer. I was like, what the heck? Like, I have 6 interviews and I don't get one offer. So that was like the first discouraging thing. But that process was also very helpful personally, because I found out that child advocacy law wasn't for me. And that's probably why I didn't get paired with any of these organizations. So it was a learning experience. But nevertheless, I was really discouraged after not getting any of those offers. So then I had a phone interview with another large firm in Atlanta. They liked me. They called me back. I went to the office at like 9 a.m. I interviewed with like 8 people. I went to lunch with some people from the firm. Went home at about 2 p.m. It's 9 a.m. y'all. It was like an all-day interview. But then they called me back at the end of the week and like, oh, you didn't get the job. So yet again, I'm discouraged. So then I had some OCI interviews. OCIs are on-campus interviews. So firms or organizations come to your school and you interview with them for about 15 to 20 minutes. And it's just like 1 or 2 people from the firm. So I think I had like 2 or 3 of these. Based on those, I didn't get any callback interviews. Some phone interviews, didn't get any callback interviews from that. So it was like literally I applied and had like at least 10 interviews, at least 10. And so I didn't get any offers. I was really discouraged. But then, as you guys know, I ended up getting offers. So, I mean, I did learn a lot about that experience. I really learned how to interview. Like, I would honestly say I might be a master interviewer by now. There's not many questions that I can't answer. But some of the common questions that I was asked during all of these interviews were, why did you decide to go to law school? Why did I choose to come to Emory Law? Some people asked me about my previous work experience because it was legal-like. Like I worked for the Federal Judicial Center, so people were curious as to what I did there. When I was asked about, why I chose to come to law school, I said things such as, my mom always told me I'd be a good lawyer because I like to argue. So in undergrad, I was a legal communications major, and I took classes such as tech writing for pre-law and mock trial, and I did well in these classes and I excelled. So I decided to take it one step further and go to law school. In Emory, I chose Emory because I have family here, and because I really felt like Emory cared about me and I needed a support system while I was in law school. So those were common things that I was asked. Something else that I was asked about a lot was my YouTube channel. So at the bottom of my resume, I have my hobbies and interests, and down there I have that I am a YouTube content creator. So people are usually like, what does that mean? Like, what's your YouTube channel about? Why did you make content about law school? There's so many other content areas. And in the job that I did get and I will be working at this summer, I spoke a lot about this experience. So I think that they really liked it, and it really helped set me apart from other candidates, because I'm sure there were like 40 people interviewing that day and they didn't all get offers. So I think that's something that really helps me stand out and people are really interested in. So if you have like a blog or a vlog or any like of your own business or anything, really sell that and talk about it during your interview because it can help set you apart. So I really just want to remind you guys to literally apply to everything. Like I applied to so many jobs. And I also want to remind you that everyone will get a job. Like some people will get interviews in January, some people will get offers in May, but don't worry because like it's not, honestly, all the good jobs aren't taking. Some taken. Some of my friends are still getting offers to this day, and their job offers are really good. So don't worry about that either. Like if I don't have a job by February, it's going to be a terrible job. No, that's not the case. Also keep in mind that many 1L jobs do not pay. So I know a lot of people are doing like public interest or judicial clerkships or like judicial internships. Those do not, a lot of times they do not pay, but there are many grant opportunities out there. So if you have one of those opportunities, explore grants and other things. Thankfully, I will be being paid, and that was like a huge thing for me because I mean, I don't have a savings. I didn't take time off before law school to save money. So if I didn't have a paid opportunity, it was like, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay for transportation to and from work? Also, teachers, professors offer many research opportunities, and a lot of times those are paid. So that's something to look into, just being a research assistant. And of course, I really, really want to encourage y'all to look for minority and diversity programs in your area. That is how I got my job, through a minority and diversity program. And honestly, diversity programs, there's so many of them. Another popular one is the LCLD program, and so that's how I got some of my interviews, was through the LCLD program, and many organizations have connections with that program. So that's something to look into. But y'all, literally just stay encouraged. We're all gonna have a job. Even if you're not in law school and you're like discouraged about finding a legal internship, you'll find something. So just stay encouraged, stay positive, and I wish y'all the best of luck. Can't wait to tell you guys about my summer journey.